What is up, artists and movers? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Gaylyn Lareese, and this is my little online dance community where we are taking our love for dance to the next level. For today's video, we're going to be talking about saving money and how you can save money in Los Angeles, either if you're visiting LA for the first time or if you have just moved here as a dancer. If you'd like to become a part of this community, or if you've just been binge watching my videos, then you might as well subscribe. I post new videos every single week, and I have this goal of reaching 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year and just growing this dance community and doing a lot of things for you guys and for us as a whole. So if you hit that subscribe button, that totally helps me out a ton. Los Angeles is a really expensive city, so wherever you can save a little bit of coin, I highly encourage you to, and these are going to be my 10 tips for saving money as a dancer in Los Angeles. So if you're ready to get in this video, let's get to it. So my first tip can apply to anybody living in Los Angeles, not just dancers, and that is to really take advantage of residential parking. Listen, Los Angeles is a car town. Everyone's in their car all the time, which means that parking is so expensive, like ridiculously expensive. And sometimes it can cost you anywhere from like $10 to $25 just to park. In addition to actual parking garages being expensive, also car meters are just as expensive, if not more, over time. And the worst feeling is going to an audition and constantly thinking about how much time you have on that meter. And the entertainment world is so unpredictable. Who knows, in the middle of the audition, they could decide that the artist is actually gonna come and make a decision, so you have to wait for an extra hour. So now you're thinking, okay, I put 3 hours worth of money in the meter. It says that there's gonna be about 20 minutes left, but if the artist takes about an hour to get here, then we're gonna be here for another hour, but it's only 4 hour parking, so then what time am I gonna, like, you're stressed, you're super stressed. So I would just advise you to find residential parking. It will save you a headache, and it certainly will save you a little bit of coin. My second tip for saving money in Los Angeles is to pay for gas with cash. Now, I'm one of those people who I hate carrying cash. It's 2020, like, who carries cash anymore? But the gas stations here, they have different rates for different types of payment. So cash is gonna cost you the least amount and credit card is gonna cost you the most. Right now in Los Angeles, the cost of gas is around $3.60, and that's an average for like all of the little boroughs of LA, because LA is huge. With LA being such a car-driven city, it really can benefit you to save money on your gas, because that's where a lot of your money is gonna go, especially if you have like a longer commute. Me, personally, just a little pro tip, I like to find the Arco gas station because those are the cheapest. And even if you do pay with a debit card there's only like a 35-cent fee for the entire purchase instead of adding a whole 30 cents per gallon, which still is gonna end up saving you a ton of money. So the way that you pay for gas can really help you save money in the long run, especially, like I said, if you have a long commute or if you're the kind of person who has to sit in a lot of traffic throughout the day. My third tip for saving money in Los Angeles is to make sure you always carry around a water bottle. Did you know that the feelings of hunger and the feelings of thirst actually present themselves very, very similarly in your body? And feeling hungry or thinking that you're hungry can convince you to actually eat out and get extra meals during the day when you really don't have to. Which is why carrying around a water bottle is a good way to assess if you're actually hungry or if you're just thirsty and can wait until you get home and do the adult thing and eat those groceries that you bought during the week, you know what I'm saying? I also just carry my water bottle when I go grocery shopping because I've noticed that when I'm hungry or thirsty, I tend to buy more things that I don't necessarily need. So drinking water throughout the day not only will help you stay hydrated, keep your skin fresh, you know what I'm saying, but it also can just help you to assess if you're really hungry and to make better food choices throughout the day. My fourth tip for saving money in Los Angeles is to browse dance studios. There are so many dance studios in this city, it's kind of nuts. Like, off the top of my head, I can think of there's a ton. And the way that the studios work here is really based off of the supply and demand of choreographers. In Los Angeles, a lot of the classes that you take, they're not necessarily going to be labeled beginner hip hop or intermediate hip hop. They're going to be named based off of the choreographer who's teaching that class, because each choreographer and dancer here who teaches has their own style and different thing that they bring to a class. And since studios rely on choreographers to ensure that their classes are continuing to sell out, a lot of times one choreographer can teach at 3 to 5 different studios throughout a week. And that gives you 3 to 5 different opportunities to find which studio costs a little bit less. So each studio is at a different price point. I know the last time I was at Millennium, ooh, it's been a while. I think their class was like $16 or $17, whereas one of the new studios like Fusion Force, their class is $13. So it really benefits you to just browse around and see where your teachers that you enjoy are teaching. A lot of times they'll post this on their Instagram page. Hey, I'm teaching at this studio on Monday, this studio on Friday, and this studio on Tuesday. And that way you know, okay, out of those three, I can either make it to this one or this one, and this one's gonna cost less, so I'll go to this one. There's no reason to pay more if you're taking the exact same class, so you might as well just assess and see which one's gonna cost you less. On the topic of taking class and training, my 5th tip is really for those of you who are in like your heavy training phase, like you're taking a lot of classes in a week. And my tip for you is to actually narrow down your training. So decide what it is that you want to enhance or develop or get better at, and then focus on 3 different teachers that you're gonna take to do that. Now, in the very beginning when you move to LA, I do encourage you to take everything. Just try everything. Never go based off of someone else's opinion or word for a certain teacher. Try it yourself. But after you've kind of tried everything, settle down on 3 teachers that you're gonna take. Maybe one you're gonna take just for heels, one you're gonna take for hip hop or street styles, and one you're gonna take for technique. This way you already know going into the week how much money you're gonna spend, and you're not gonna just be like reaching to take every single teacher that's out there. The amount of teachers that Los Angeles has can honestly be a little bit overwhelming. If you know what teachers you're gonna be planning on taking throughout the week, then you also can decide if it's worth it for you to buy a studio pass. So a lot of studios, they'll sell individual classes, or you can buy classes in a group, like maybe 25 classes at a time. And if you know that you're gonna be at that studio 3 times a week taking these 3 different teachers, then it might actually benefit you to buy the class pass. Not only that, but it'll also help you kind of just plan how you're gonna be spending your money throughout the week. In addition to helping you save money and plan how you're going to be spending that money, it even helps you to create more of a bond with that teacher. They're going to see you every single week. They're going to see your improvement. They're going to see that you are dedicated to showing up to their class, and there's nothing that a teacher in LA likes more than loyalty, and that is just completely honest. Like I said, the market for teaching classes is super saturated, and it can be overwhelming. And so when a teacher knows that they can count on you to be at their class and to really take in what they're there to give you, it can help you create more of a strong relationship with them in the future. And that ties into my 6th tip, which is to ask if you can guest a class. Teachers who either sub at a studio or are given a slot at a studio typically are given 2 guest passes that they can give to either friends or just students to come to the class for free. And if you have a really close relationship to that teacher, they're often really open to allowing you to guest that class. Now, there is something that comes with this. 1, do not ask for a guest pass if you are not someone who's been showing up regularly to this teacher's class. These are free classes, okay? So they're not just gonna like give them out to anybody. You really have to show that you're worthy of receiving that free class. Also, if they do give you the guest pass, show that you're grateful. Be really appreciative because they didn't have to give it to you. And if you get the guest pass, show up and be on time. There's nothing worse than someone asking to guest and they get the guest pass and then all of a sudden like they don't show up or they come to class late. That's not showing that you're grateful for that opportunity to train with that teacher for free. So keep that in mind. However, if you do feel that you have a great relationship with that teacher, go ahead and ask them for a guest pass. The worst that could happen is they say no. My 7th tip for saving money as a dancer in Los Angeles is to invest in the right things. So there are certain things that you don't want to cheap out on because over time you're just going to have to keep spending money over and over and over again. One of those main things that you want to make sure you invest in is a good set of headshots. Headshots aren't something that matter as much when you've been in LA for a long time and you're more established, but when you're new to the city and you're trying to get yourself out there and your face out there, your headshot is really important. And to me, headshots are one of those things where you get what you pay for. If you pay $50, $100, you're gonna get a $50 or $100 headshot. And chances are you're not gonna be happy with it and you're gonna have to retake the photo again. So when it comes to stuff like that, just make sure that you're putting in the money ahead of time to invest so that you don't have to take pictures again. Also make sure that the looks that you're doing in that headshot are timeless or really are expressive of your personal style, because you don't want like a year later to really hone in on what your style and personal character is and then realize that your headshots don't match that at all. Like I said, over time, the longer that you're in LA and the more you're established, your headshot won't matter that much. But in the beginning, invest. Invest in a good set of headshots. My 8th tip for saving money as a dancer in Los Angeles is to keep the same look. Now I know. Okay, I already know my naturalistas are gonna come for me. Okay, I know you like to switch from the crochet to the natural wash and goes to the, but listen, over time that's actually gonna have you spending more money, because every single time you decide to change your hair, now you have to go to the beauty supply store and you have to buy more hair, you have to buy the different supplies to do this hairstyle, and in a span of 2 months, if you've changed your hair 3 times, now that's money that you could have been spending on something else, whether if it's classes or rent. For me, when I decided that I wanted to change from wearing my more natural hair and my natural haircut to having something a little bit more straight, I purchased and invested, like we talked about before, in a good human hair wig, and then I customized it so that it would be in the cut that I wanted. Now, every single time I wear my hair, I just put this wig on and I go. And I don't have to spend extra money on changing my hairstyle all the time, on buying these extra products and trying them out. I already know it works, and I just can do my hair and be on the go. Like I said before, Los Angeles is an expensive city, and you know what is really expensive in here? Haircuts and hair dye and getting that all professionally done. All that costs money, and the more you change your hair from time to time, the more you're having to incur those expenditures. Not only that, but if you do take headshots, you want to make sure that you match your headshots. Again, something that doesn't matter as much when you've been in LA longer, but when you're first new here, you want people to look at your photo and understand who you are. And having your headshot match how you appear physically is a big part of that. So keeping the same look will not only help you to spend less money on the actual hair products, but it also can make sure that you spend less money on taking new headshots. My 9th tip for saving money as a dancer in Los Angeles is to be a DIY queen. Being a dancer requires that at the drop of a dime or at the send of an email for a casting call, you have to look ready and presentable. And so sometimes you don't really have time to make an appointment to get your eyebrows done or make an appointment to get your hair done. So knowing how to do that stuff yourself and just like get yourself ready at a moment's notice really can help you save money in the long run, so that you're not having to pay for like a short notice salon session. Simple things that you can DIY are things like your eyebrows, your hair, waxing. Okay, all of these things are things that really help you to appear more presentable when you do go to an audition or even when you're in class. You don't want to look like you can't be trusted to fulfill the job just because your eyebrows are looking crazy and because your hair doesn't look like it's done. The entertainment industry is honestly pretty shallow, and stuff like that can make people assess if you're a right fit for a job or if they would just trust you on a job at all. So it can really help you in the long run, not only just for personal upkeep, but like for appearing more professional if you know how to DIY some of those things yourself. My 10th tip for saving money as a dancer in Los Angeles is to party at home. A lot of times going out can cost you not only for actually entry into the club, but then you gotta pay for Ubers, and then you gotta pay for the Uber back, and then after you do the club, you know you're hungry. So an easy way to save money every now and then is to just throw something at your house. Get your drinks, okay? Get your games, get your nice Bluetooth speaker, and throw a little party at your house. It's a great way to have more meaningful time with your friends, and honestly, those have been the times that I've had my best and most fun, was when I just went to a friend's house because they were having a get-together at their place. And that is it, you guys. Those are my 10 ways for saving money in Los Angeles as a dancer. LA is such an expensive city, sometimes to the point where like I'm baffled. So knowing the little ways that you can save a little coin here, a little dollar there, can really help you to make the most out of your money and the most out of your time in this city. Let me know in the comments down below what things you think are the most expensive in LA and how you save money if you live in an expensive city or if you actually live in Los Angeles. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe, join the fam, and I will see you guys in my next video next weekend. Bye!